Hello, we sold this Bosendorfer 130 upright about a month ago, and this is the free tuning and general inspection. The client complained about two things. One is that the dampers were a bit noisy when they were lifting off. This is quite a common problem when the piano's been sat for a long time not being used. So we've lubricated underneath here on the bar where it should lift the dampers off, and that solved the problem. And secondly, the client was saying the notes are a bit heavy in the bass, and the problem is that with these very tall upright pianos with long strings on high quality German pianos and Austrian pianos, you do get a lot of resonance, and in order to cut it off you do need very, very good damping. So I checked the damper lift off, and in actual fact it should be lifting off in the treble first and the bass second, just slightly peeling as it were from the treble to the bass, and in fact it was lifting off earlier in this tenor and bass area. I've already started working on this, and it occurred to me to do the video, but I'm making the bass dampers lift off slightly later, and that means that when you press the keys they lift off later, and that does make the touch a little bit lighter, but they have really strong springs to dampen the sound as necessary, but obviously if the later they lift off the better. If they lift too late then they won't really lift off properly, so you have to be careful not to make them too late, but we're definitely able to improve it quite a bit. Bending the damper wires can make quite a significant difference to the touch. If we watch this, look, see there's those two hammers moving at the same time. That damper on the right is lifting off earlier than the one on the left. I can't see the one. There we are. See the one lifting late. You can't have it lifting too late, otherwise it doesn't pull away from the string enough. In fact, at this point, this is the lowest of the steel strings before you get to the copper ones. You can't really pull off any later than that, because as you can see at the bottom it's not going to clear the string properly. To bend the damper wire you need a tool like this one, which it catches the damper wire in there. It's a bit awkward, but you can do it. And in fact on that one that we just looked at earlier, the dampers was actually pulling off too early then, so we're going to have to adjust the spoon down here instead. So once you've got them all in line, they're all pulling off together, then you may need to adjust some of the spoons down here as well. Same tool to use for the spoons here. So use the same tool for the spoons, just grabbing the spoon right at the bottom, and same with the damper wires, you have to grab the damper wire at the bottom. Right, so now we've regulated the bass dampers so they pull off at the same time as the treble dampers, as you can see here. Now, as we say, these lower tenor ones here that are the lower steel strings before we come to the copper ones, we can't get them pulling off. We can't get them pulling off with the rod any later, because they won't pull off enough to take the damper off the string. But we can get a little bit better with the spoon, but infinitesimally really. There's not a lot of leeway there, because as I say, the damper must pull off. At that point it's really important that the damper pulls right out. So we're going to work on the spoons a bit now just to see if we can get a little bit better, but I think at that point we just have to accept the fact they're going to feel slightly heavier. So this is a problem, trying to weight it so it's the equal weight right throughout on as you press your finger on the key. But we get them as late as we possibly can. As I say, the main problem is you must make sure that the strings here, the bass, really strong, really resonant bass strings here, do dampen properly. They resonate tremendously, so they must shut off, and therefore you've got very strong springs here in the bass. Really resonant pianos, really tall pianos and high quality pianos will have an echo, a residual echo, because of the resonance and the very powerful tone. So on a less sort of resonant piano such as Yamaha, you won't get that echo, but on a really high quality piano like this Bosendorfer, you're stuck with a slight echo, but really you don't notice it. The front panel's off now, so you're noticing it a lot. It's the best damping we can get. Now the client who bought this piano is an organist, comes in Cornwall. The piano's gone down to Cornwall, and we've gone down to give it its first free tuning and check over. And as you can see, we fitted book holders here, because with obviously thick books, some hymn books and so on, you need book holders. You can't put book holders on some modern pianos like the Yamaha U1, U3. This is too thin. On Forix, which we really encourage people to buy, the new Forix is solid wood, whereas Yamaha's plastic. It's a solid wood music stand, and you can fit book holders on, and we also put these on to stop them damaging the polyester. New pianos tend not to have book holders for that very reason, that they're worried about the polyester getting damaged. So that's a free tuning and check on a Bosendorfer 130 upright piano which we sold to a client in Cornwall. He's an organist and wanted these book holders fitted, and really tremendous resonant piano. Unfortunately, we don't get enough of these Bosendorfers. We're searching everywhere for them, and if you want a Bosendorfer, let us know and we'll let you know when we get one in. There's many more Steinways, high quality Steinways available than there are Bosendorfers in the UK. But I really, really appreciate these pianos. Tremendous resonance. Thank you very much for listening.